Before we begin, I want to take a moment to honor someone whose dedication and leadership has been a cornerstone of this event for over 3 decades. For over 30 years, Catherine Lewis has given her time, her talent, and her heart to SWIA, leading the charge on volunteering, training for receiving and judging day. She has relentlessly worked to build and refine this structure that makes this day possible. Creating a volunteer program, training program, and a process that has set the standard for how we welcome and prepare for those who volunteer to serve this organization. Her work has shaped countless Santa Fe Indian Market experiences, both for our volunteers and for the artists we're here to celebrate. Catherine, your commitment is a living example of this year's Santa Fe Indian Market theme, Iconic Beginnings, Legacies in Motion. You've honored the traditions that built Market while ensuring that they carry forward with the clarity and care. On behalf of SWIA and our artists and our community, we thank you. Please come up here.
Very, very unexpected, but I'm so grateful and so wonderful to see all of you here. Thank you again.
This year's theme speaks to the heart of what we celebrate here today. Iconic Beginnings, Legacies in Motion, reminds us that Santa Fe Indian Market is more than just an event. It is a continuum. A continuum every artist, past and present, contributes to, and a legacy that is not static. We are moving, changing with each creation, each connection, and each generation that joins us. Today, we recognize the very best of those contributions. The award-winning work honors the skills, traditions, and innovations that make Native art a living, ever-evolving force. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the excellence of these artists and what they bring to the Santa Fe Indian Market community and the larger Native art market community as a whole. And now it is my honor to just start the show, so thank you for your patience. I would like to present to classification number 1, jewelry, Jonalee Valencia. Please come forward.
Hello everyone. My name is Jonalee Valencia. I'm from the Pueblo of San Felipe. I do mosaic inlay jewelry, reversible. So there's a different design on the other side. How I make it is I individually cut each stone in turquoise. My stones are Cayman turquoise, and then I use orange spiny lapis, white clamshell, goldlet pearl, mother pearl, black jet. And what I do is I cut each stone individually, then I glue it together with epoxy glue, and I grind, sand, and polish. That's how they're done. So I spent hours and hours sitting at my table and in the workshop. So it takes a long time to make my pieces. And not only that, after they're done, I always talk to my pieces because they go a long way to out of state to even out of the country. So they're very spiritual pieces. My inspiration comes from my parents, my mother, and my father. My parents are well known for their jewelry that they do. So I've been doing it for maybe 30 years plus. They used to make me do it when I was in high school. So I'm the fourth child, so I'm the only one that kept going with my parents. So I'm really close with my parents, and that's about it. So thank you. And thank you to the committee for really
Thank you so much. So our next classification is classification 2, pottery. So I would like to bring up Chris Youngblood and Jennifer Tofoya for a collaborative piece, Clash of the Titans.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Tafoya. I'm from Santa Clara Pueblo.
I'm Chris Youngblood from Santa Clara Pueblo, and our piece is Clash of the Titans. So for us, we were kind of going for the motif of the dragon and phoenix theme, but in our culture, we wanted to change it over to the serpent, the Vanyu, and the thunderbird. And we process all our materials. We hand dig them. We, like I said, process them all. This is all handmade, hand carved, traditionally fired, which is way riskier, and not as many people traditionally fire these days. So we're really proud about that.
I do the sgraffito on it, and he made the piece. I designed it. He carved. He polished. We both sanded it. It was like a lot of talking back and forth as to what design to put on it, because designing takes forever. Just trying to figure out what you want to do. And so we were talking about, we love your dragon piece. It's like we love the Avani piece, the ones that I did, and then we're like, well, let's try putting them together. The Avani and the Thunderbird, and then redesign it to be a little more, I guess, modern. Yeah, really happy with how it came out, though.
I just wanted to thank all the people that have been there for us. I grew up here at Indian Market. I've been coming here since I was a little kid. This is my 24th Indian Market. And I just want to thank my mom, who's in the crowd. She taught me how to make pottery.
And I thank my parents, Ray and Emily Tafoya, and also, part of the inspiration was my great-grandmother, Sublette Tafoya. Thank you.
Thank you both very much. So it's my honor and pleasure to bring up our third classification, the 2D Best of Class, Santiago Romero. Painting pastel arches.
I just want to thank and congratulate everyone that's here today. I'm incredibly grateful and humble for being up here with such incredible artists. Walking in here, it's a lot of competition, so congratulations everyone. My piece is entitled Pastel Arches, and it comes from the idea of our dances along the river, Coach G, Taos, and Santa Ana, and parts of Santa Clara where I'm from too. But the idea of waking up with this sunlight that continues on throughout the day into the dances, and then meeting at sunset, and that type of light that continues and connects is called pastel arches. So it's this idea of waking up for the day and going through all the motions, and then getting to the end of the day and being so tired throughout, and knowing that it's like this approach or ascension to something greater, and the experiences that continue to humble us. And I think that's probably the most important part about being Native American, and learning your traditions and learning how to paint classically. A lot of my inspiration comes from hiking and being around these mountains, and my great-grandmother and my grandfather, Santiago, who was a painter, never really got a chance to break out. And I got a lot of family that does this, and thankful to my uncle who taught me how to use a palette knife, and thankful to my father who taught me how to just get through this life, and my mother. And so those are a lot of my inspirations. The techniques I use are palette and 1,000 strokes. The piece doesn't take too long. It takes about 2 days. But in that day and a half, I have to hit every motion and capture light. And if you miss that kind of gap, then the wet on wet technique of impasto, there you get the texture from, starts to tack up. And so I use a lot of instinct, a lot of body energy, a lot of intuition, line work, where to match colors. And I think my level of sophistication with this one was blending and mixing the colors and having them all out so that I could go from one and just do it as fast as I could. But then, like, as you can see, the skyline is inspired by Maynard Dixon too, so it's like thousands of strokes. I don't know how many, I would say like 10,000 in 2 days. So very rapid, quick movement. Yeah, so thank you to all my families here. I really appreciate them having back with me.
And for our next classification, Pueblo wooden carvings, we have Robert Albert. Please come up.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Stephen Albert. I'm Hopi from the village of Munkopi, and I've been an artist, a full-time artist for 35 years. This is my 28th year here at Santa Fe Indian Market, and I've been carving since I was 13 years old. I was initiated into the Kachina Society when I was 9, and I've always had a fascination with Kachina dolls. Being that we grow up there in the villages and see the ceremonies, it really inspires us. Even the little kids, when they're there at the dances, that's the first thing that they imitate are the Kachinas, their songs, the sounds they make, the dances that they do. So it's a big inspiration to all the people, and they're a gift, and they aid us in delivering our prayers. So I'm kind of known for this style. It's a sculptural contemporary style, and some of my first influences when I was going to junior high, actually, remember all the Arizona Highway magazines they used to have, and we'd go to the gift shops and see table mats and cards, and so one of the issues had kachinas in it, and so I was inspired by Alvin James Macchia, and then Neil David, who was and also known for his clown carvings as well. And then also Cecil Kalmimtua, who had developed this contemporary style of action figures, multi-figures, and he made them really look realistic. And so that's my whole goal as far as my carvings, is that I want them to walk off the base. That's the illusion that I'm trying to create. And I went to the Institute of American Indian Arts and graduated in '86. And when I wanted really to was become a painter. And my inspiration then was Ray Naha and Michael Caboti. Those were some of the artists that I really admired. So I really wanted to become a painter. But in '93, as I started in 1990, In '93, I had to make a decision because I was doing paintings and carvings, but the paintings weren't selling so well. Even though I went from acrylics to watercolor on paper, I was making more sales doing carving, so I quit painting altogether and strictly went into carving. So in the beginning, when I was very young, 13, I used to glue everything together with the feathers, the traditional Hopi style of carving. And then as I started my career, a friend of mine that I met at the American Institute of Arts, his name was Lawrence Accolade, and he's from First Mesa. He was Acoma Hopi and Mexican. That's where the name comes from, Acadis. And so he showed me a variety of tools and different ways of approaching my work. And so I began to challenge myself. So I would do one figure, then two figures out of the same piece, and it just grew into the style of carving that I do now. So the most figures I've ever made in one carving is 7. And this is the biggest scale that I've ever done. So this is really what I'm known for, the contemporary Kachina, contemporary carving style. And today the art form has gone full circle, and all the artists are doing the traditional style, which the elders like. And that's the way the art form is supposed to be presented. And the style that I do here is a result of collectors' demands on artists to make them more realistic and a different approach to the art form. And thank you for the SWIA, the committee. This is the 4th time that I've won the category of carvings, and hopefully it won't be the last, but the style that I'm doing now, it's on the downswing. There's not very many collectors anymore that buy this type of work, so we'll see where it goes from now. I still got plenty of wood, and I can still see straight, and my hands still work, so we'll see where it goes from here. Well, I appreciate you all, and thank you to all my family, my inspiration, my wife. They've all helped me through my career. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So our next classification, which is sculpture, I'd like to invite to the stage Regina Free, please.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Regina Free. I am Chickasaw and I live in Newkirk, Oklahoma. My piece is Windswept. It is a bison, and his name is a reference to his native environment, which we are very familiar with. We live near the Tallgrass Prairie, and we get a lot of that wind, so we're pretty familiar with that. I wanted him to project strength, resilience, but calm. And so I wanted him to see that you're there, but not really care, because he doesn't have to. He's a big guy. So, the materials used were 4x8 by 2-inch sheets of foam. They're roughly cut to shape, laminated, and then sanded to get that final look I need. Then he receives his skin, which is felt. Then he's overlaid with hand-dyed paper towels. Those paper towels have to be delaminated to get a softer look. Otherwise, it just doesn't look right. So, those dyes I used were a combination of commercial and natural. The natural dye was walnut hulls. That was an experience. Got everywhere. It's fun. For 3 days, he looked like Elvis. I did not like that. I called him Belvis. And so finally, I just had to say a prayer and said, where do I go from here? And the good Lord said, you take that off and start over. So I just started over. That's what happened. So, let's see. Each paper towel you're seeing on his body is a delaminated 2-ply paper towel. It takes a little bit of skill to get those apart without ripping them apart, but I got that figured out, so eventually. I really wanted this piece to have texture. I wanted it to have motion. I wanted the life of him to be something that was powerful when he walked by. And I felt that to me, is conveyed in his beard. That's what really gives that look of movement and the wind hitting him. The horns are also paper towels. Everything on this piece except his eyes are paper towels. The horns, they received a satin finish to help change the sheen. His nose pad is also a paper towel with a gloss finish. His nasal cavities are finished out and carved in. They also received a paper towel. So you can stick your finger up his nose. I don't recommend it, but he can. There had to be wire armatures put into the hair around the back of his legs to get that feeling of wind. So that was also a fun little project. The base is actually all reclaimed. That wonderful metal came out of our pasture, a little treasure trove of stuff in our pasture. The driftwood was something that we reclaimed off of the riprap by the Arkansas River. It's actually 2 driftwood railroad ties that my wonderful husband fought to get to where he could use them. So, let me have a second. I just want to thank my family. I want to thank for their support, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I also appreciate just the support of my kids and their tolerance for frozen pizzas. That's what's going to happen. And I also am so honored to receive this. I've only been back into the art scene for about 2 years. And so this is very overwhelming. I'm so honored, and I thank you, the committee.
Thank you so much, Regina. So our next award winner, I'd like to invite up for the textiles category, Lola Cody with the 2 Gray Hills Navajo Rug.
Hello, my name is Lola Cody. She Lola Cody and she Tabayan Shla. It's not Jenny Bashishchin. My name is Lola Cody and I'm of the Edgewater clan and I'm born for the Blackwood Street people clan. I'm from No Water Mesa, originally from Olup, Arizona. And this is my piece here, my Navajo rug. It's 2 Gray Hills rug, and it's made from all churro wool. There are no dyes used in that. And I raised the churro sheep, and they're all white, black, different shades of brown, and then different shades of gray. And that's where I get my wool from. And my inspiration is from my mom and my grandmother. They were both weavers as well, and I have always tended to the sheep because I started weaving when I was about 5 years old. And I do all the shearing in the spring, and then after that I do the carding. I don't do the carding, I do the spinning, and then I do the cleaning. And actually I skip the carding because you'll notice it in my rug. There is, in the brown and the gray, there are different shades. You'll see some darker spots and then some lighter spots. That's because the carding was skipped. And in doing that, I found out that it gives a lot more life to the rug, rather than trying to alter your colors. And those colors, the browns and the grays, it takes years to get to that stage, to get the colors that I need. And it's due to, the ram. When I started, the first sheep I had was white, and then from there I had to get different rams, maybe different colored rams or just different shades. that it would have. And so that's how I got to my two colors, the different variations in my colors. And this particular rug was made on a Navajo vertical loom. My husband used to make all my looms, but he's not able to do that anymore. But I have our son who is a carpenter, so he's able to help me with my loom. You know, when I weave up, then he'll help with moving it down and whatever help I need, whatever I'm not able to handle, he helps me with that. So I just want to extend my gratitude to my family, because they're always there for me. And thank you, Swire, too.
Thank you, Laura. Our next classification I'd like to announce is Diverse Arts. Virgil Ortiz, please come to the stage.
I gotta get video of everybody. It's so surreal. It's really happening. Okay. Thank you so much, Jamie, and your entire staff and team at SWIA. You guys are amazing, and especially all the volunteers to make Indian market go down. It's a big beast to tame, but you guys are doing it. Thank you so much. This is my first time to enter any pieces in the diverse category, because I've grown up in Indian market. I'm sleeping at the my parents' booth at like 6 years old. But I grew up in a family of potters, and on my mom's side, Severino Ortiz, and our dad, Guadalupe Ortiz, was a drum maker. So growing up in Indian market, I always would come with my traditional methods and materials, Cochiti Pueblo pottery clay. But this year is the first time I entered with a diverse category, because I, thank you ADHD, because I work in all different types of media, so like it's fashion, jewelry, film, glass, and high fire ceramics. So to be able to get this far in the judging, I'm very thankful for it, and I'm very excited. And I created this piece, my team and I, working with the glass out in Corning, Museum of Glass in Corning, New York. And the high fire, the main body is made out of ceramic. And I use the BMX high fire clay along with high fire glazes. And his name is an aeronaut, and he is one of my characters that I designed, 19 groups of characters that represent the 19 Pueblos that are still here in New Mexico today. And I created a film script 23 years ago, trying to explain and globally educate about the 1680 Pueblo Revolt. So that's what all of my work is based on, is helping everybody understand it, because a lot of people don't know about the 1680 Pueblo Revolt and what happened to our people. It's basically been swept under the carpet because of the genocide and the bloodshed and the murders that happened to our people. So my thinking was the biggest audience that I could actually educate was through the film world. And I wrote a movie script 24 years ago, and using all the different types of mediums that I do work in, which if you guys know my work, all these really futuristic kind of looking characters. I wrote different characters to help me explain to the next generation of how the Pueblo Revolt took over, because again, it's been swept under the carpet because of what happened to our people. So now it's catching on and people are understanding, and my prayer was to have all the other artists and younger artists to help explain the Pueblo Revolt, and now it's catching fire, so it's a good feeling to do. And like to have this character, the aeronaut, he's the pilot of the survivorship Armada, and what they're us in the future, Pueblo people, but they're coming from the year 2180 to the historic time and to the present time, and they're collecting artwork, our languages, our ceremonies, our ways of life, taking it back to the year 2180, storing it and protecting it, so when we get to that era, we still have all our traditions, our ways of life intact. So I'm very happy that he's represented with all these amazing artists, and I'm just happy to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
And for our next classification, I'd like to invite Jackie Bredup for His Stories Become Legends.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting me here again. I appreciate it. I appreciate SWAIA and I appreciate the Institute of American Indian Arts. That is where I got my start here 47 years ago. I came here as a painter who did beadwork. I beaded all my life, and I became a beadworker who painted with beads. I'm Mamsakapi Pakani from Browning, Montana, Blackfeet Nation. We live right next door to Glacier Park. It's a beautiful place. We have many stories to tell, and I love telling those stories. My parents knew most of the people that I like to bead. I like to use vintage photographs. And the person that I did this year, his name was Weaseltail. And he was very instrumental in keeping a lot of our stories and the ways of our lives alive. He was a true warrior at the time, before pre-reservation times. He was a contemporary of my great-grandfather, and I am a contemporary of his great-grandchildren. So we've come full circle, and I really appreciate that very much. My techniques that I use are a flat style beadwork, where I'm using 2 needles, one to carry the beads, one to sew them down. The beads are relatively small. They're size 15, and the palette anymore is extraordinary. We used to have a very limited palette, and with the introduction of Japanese beads, it's limitless for me. I truly can make things look like I want, look like a painting. My grandmother was my inspiration. I never knew her, but we owned several of her pieces that she had beaded. And I used to look at them as a child and just literally fell in love with them and wanted to learn how to do that. And my dad had worked with her a little bit, and he remembered some techniques. And so it was kind of trial and error on my part, a little bit of guidance from him, and it became my passion for my life. I have been a full-time professional artist for about 45 years now, which seems really crazy. And I absolutely love it. I can't imagine living my life any other way. And I would very much like to thank my family, as always. They clear my way so I can work, because this is such a time-consuming work. Each bead is individual, so it does take the time. So I thank them very much for everything, and I thank you, SWAIA. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So the next classification I'd like to have come up is the youth classification. Naaklam, Klingit,
Good,
Gold star. Just a kid learning to weave with the ancestors in my heart. If you could please come forward.
Good evening, good morning. My name is Nasfa, and I'm from Juneau, but I live in Anchorage, and I'm Tlingit tribe and Kiksali. My piece is called Just a Kid Learning to Weave with My Ancestors in My Heart. I named it that because my mom and my great-grandpa are both artists, and I'm actually wearing both of their pieces. My grandpa bear bracelet and my mom's sealskin bracelet. And I always thought that was really special, like the artists continue on with the generations. And as for the what my inspiration for creating it was, my mom and I, we've been learning how to tan skins, and I've been really interested in tanning fish skin, and processing salmon vertebrae as well. And this year I've been learning how to raven's tail and cedar, weaving cedar as well. So I wanted to express everything I've been learning for the past couple of years into a singular piece. And the materials I used for it is black cod, red and yellow cedar, mother of pearl as the buttons on it, and brain tanned skin for the bottom and top, and abalone as well. And the techniques is weaving and then skin sewing as well. And it took me about like a month to process the skin and weave all of it together. And I had to shape the hat as well, so that took some time. And I feel really special that because my mom and I've grown with my mom since I was a little kid, just running around all the booths, sleeping under the table, and now being one of the artists, it just feels super special. So I want to thank my mom for guiding me, and to Swaya as well for seeing me and my pieces. Thank you.
I'd like to invite up next for our basketry classification, Teresa Secord.
A little bit nervous each time. Dangak Sidawen. Greetings, everyone. I'm Teresa Secord, member of the Penobscot Indian Nation from Maine and a basket maker. Thanks so much to the amazing Swaya staff, board, and volunteers. We have such a warm and welcoming environment here from the moment we walk into this building each year to enter our art. It's you and Jamie and Mona. Special thanks to my late beloved teacher, Madeline Tomer-Shea, who taught me to make baskets on Indian Island in 1988. My family and friends for your support. I also want to thank all the art supporters and collectors here now and past shows. You help to make what we do so meaningful, so important when we can create, act as culture bearers, and also make a living from our art, especially in these times. My piece is entitled Wabanaki Summer, and it's a very traditional form that's been, a barrel form, has been woven in my tribe for more than 200 years. The basket is made of hand-harvested, hand-pounded ash wood. The trees traditionally harvested in the woods by men like my son Caleb Hoffman, who won Best of Basketry here last year. And the sweetgrass that we pick at the coast of Maine. This basket was actually woven on a wooden form made for me by my friend Jeremy Frey, who's a past Best of Show winner here. He scaled it down exactly from my great-grandmother's wooden form, which are antiques that I have inherited from the 1800s. My basket shows distinct Penobscot weaves, an antique folded design, classic infinity weave that we make with the braided sweetgrass that gives it kind of this signature Penobscot look. And I titled it Wabanaki Summer because each color represents something in our beautiful Maine summer. As Wabanaki people, we live in the most forested state in the nation. The brown base reminds me of our dark, deep forest where the wikapa, sacred ash trees, grow. The brown is also the color my great-grandmother used as some of her signature colors in her barrels. The blue represents our beautiful, plentiful water bodies, lakes, rivers, the ocean, sky. The white, which is actually the natural color of the sapwood from the tree, represents clouds. The yellow of the sun, representing the dawnland, where the word Wabanaki comes from, as we greet the sun there, first in the nation. And the violet, the berries we pick in summer. And I just want to say congratulations to all the other winners in the entire show. Such an honor, and she really won. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. And again, thank you. It is truly an honor. I would be remiss if I didn't let the volunteers and the staff that have pulled this together, as well as our board members. Are there any board members in the room? Please raise your hand. I just want to recognize the leadership in this changing climate and also this changing texture. So volunteers that come together to make this happen, of course, for you artists that do this out of passion and love, and our staff works long days and long hours to make sure that we do the best that we can. So again, and also all the sponsors and collectors in the room. So I'm going to turn this over to Beverly Morris, the IAI, Institute of American Indian Arts Foundation Chair. She will be presenting the IAI Alumni Award.
I'm Beverly Morris. I'm a member of the Kaya-Lunkan tribe of Alaska. Ooh, Bob's telling me I need to do this. Okay, thanks, Bob. Good afternoon. On behalf of the IAIA, we are honored to present the IAIA Alumni Award at today's SWAYA celebration, Best of Show ceremony. This award recognizes the extraordinary artistic achievement and celebrates those who bring Indigenous contemporary art to new heights. Presenting the award during the SWAYA Best of Show ceremony reinforces IAIA's connection to the broader Indigenous arts community and underscores our shared celebration of artistic excellence. Today, this year's award goes to Emmett Navakuku. Emmett, if you are here, you please join me up here for his piece, Turtle Kachina, a sterling silver necklace. Emmett is an award-winning artist from the Hopi Reservation. His designs hold traditional and contemporary images. The quality of his work has earned him awards from Santa Fe Indian Market, the Pottery Museum of Indian Art, as well as other awards. Congratulations, Emmett. We look forward to witnessing your career unfold. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you so much. Partnerships like with the Institute of American Indian Arts are so important for all of us to move together. I'd like to invite another partner up, the Native American Art Magazine. Michael Clausen, editor, with the special award for the Native American Art Magazine.
Thank you so much. On behalf of International Artist Publishing and Native American Art Magazine, we are very proud and honored to be here to celebrate Native American art with SWAYA and with the artists. Congratulations on what is sure to be an amazing weekend. And for the artists, congratulations on the work that's in this room. It is stunning. It's always very difficult to choose this award. We get to choose based on everything that we see. This year we chose a wonderful frog basket from Carol and Martha Douglas. I hope she's here, but congratulations to Carol on a really spectacular piece.
Just want to again thank the judges. This was a very, very hard decision. You guys took your time, you made sure, and again, the excellence in the room was profound and monumental. So again, thank you, and let's enjoy some lunch and share some food and have a celebration. And I was done. So sorry. Can you tell it's been a long week? But I'll see you guys in the courtyard, then if you want to know who, no. So here we go, not a drum roll. we are happy to announce the Best of Show for 2025, Rodrina Free.
No words. No words. If you would have told me 2 years ago I'd be here, I'd have said you're joking. I set on the side to take care of my family. Those 3 wonderful children and my husband. And I did it. And I prayed when I did it. And I said, when I get a chance to do it, I will do it. And he gave me that chance. And for the last 2 years, I have been busting it hours and hours and hours. And it's just been a lot in the last 2 years, 2.5. And to even get accepted, I was so excited that I would never, ever have imagined I would have been here. And I'm so honored. And it's still to be where I'm at with this amazing artwork. It's too much for me to process right now. So I just thank you.
Chris Youngblood, Jennifer Tafoya, best of class. This is the great pot. I love snakes. I love Avani's. I've got one on. But tell us a little bit about the pot and how it came to be.
Okay, so we've just kind of hit our stride and started doing large collaboration pieces. So this is one of the largest we've ever made. So I made the piece, and I'm going to show it off as I talk.
Yes.
I made the piece. And we together designed, mostly Jen. I just gave some of my inputs.
Yes.
And then I carved the piece and polished the piece. And then we fired it. And I always joke with Jen that she always gets pieces that are successful.
Right.
Because they're the only ones that come out of the fire, you know? So then after that, she went on to etch everything on this piece.
Got it.
And then put the color in.
It's all the really small details.
Yeah, Jen, that's the best part, I think, personally, for doing work together.
Yes.
Is that, you know, she gets to add those small little details that just really amp up the piece.
And then all the colors are all natural clay, and some of them are like ground minerals. Like the blue is azurite. The yellow is, I'm not really sure. I think it's yellow ochre.
Yes.
Yeah, everything in this piece is traditional.
They're all they're all found locally, like in northern New Mexico. All the colors.
Yeah, and you both have very long traditions of pottery
Yeah.
in Santa Clara. I mean, really long. I know, I've known your parents and your grandparents.
Yeah.
So I'm not old. I'm an old goat now.
Yeah, I wasn't joking when I told him I literally grew up at
I know,
Indian
right?
Market. Yeah.
You did. So there's got to be a little bit of pressure, though, right? You do all the carve, you have it all, and it's what you want, but then you got to hand it off,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean,
She's the
we're right next to each other through every process.
Even when you're carving.
So when I'm
even
carving,
you're-
she'll say, you know, maybe I want it this way, and then
I see.
we'll change it.
I see. And then after you do the sgraffito, do you fire it after the sgraffito, or you do it
Before.
It's before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she gets the
Yeah,
successful pots out every
painting
time.
is the last
That's
step.
the very last.
Yeah.
And then you're both firing together, or you're doing
Well,
it?
we fire at my shed. Yeah, Jen is there. We also get help from my brother Sergio and Joseph Youngblood Lugo.
Yes. And so what does that feel like? I mean, I've been to a firing before. You've spent hundreds of hours on this pot, right? And you're firing it probably kind of by itself or not?
Yes, by
Yeah,
itself.
by itself.
You know, it's something with experience, like because I've been doing this full time now for 20 years.
Right.
In the beginning, it would drive me crazy.
Right.
I would freak out. I just didn't want to fire my pieces.
I get it.
And now I've learned to not get emotionally attached until they come out of the fire successfully.
Because otherwise it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it will totally break your heart.
Yeah. So how can people find you? Not just, I know they can get you at Indian Market, but how can they get you guys after Indian Market?
So we're both on Instagram and
Yes.
Facebook. Instagram, mine is Youngblood Pottery.
Okay.
And Jennifer's is
Jen_Tafoya.
Jen_Tafoya. And then we're both on Facebook under our names.
Yep. Very good. And you also have work at Charles King's Gallery too.
Right.
So
We work exclusively with Charles now.
Yeah, so you could also get it there. They're fantastic artists. I got one of your pieces 2 years ago, which I still keep with the octopus in my collection. Haven't got a dual piece, but I want to. Important artists, long history of what they've been doing family-wise, but this is really as good as it gets. And this year really is as good as it gets. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Robert Albert here. He just won Best of Class for Hopi. And we were just talking, we've known each other for 30 years?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would
long
say
time.
so.
Yeah.
You were there right at the beginning of my career, because at that time I was doing paintings.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
I hadn't gone full time into the carving yet.
And now you've done this amazing carving. Like you always, this is our fourth time you've won this, right?
Right.
And so tell us about this monumental, just something about it. It's,
Well, the piece itself, the wood was the hardest thing to find. And
I bet.
And I had the idea of clowns falling from the sky.
Right.
But I just didn't know how to go about making it, because I didn't want a wall there or a ladder. And so it came to me that when the clowns come, this particular kind of clown, which is called the white cloud clown.
Yes.
The first thing that they do, and they introduce themselves to the Kachina spirits, as they say, where they came from, and they point up to the sky and it says,
Yes.
we came from the clouds.
Yeah.
So there was my idea for the falling clowns. And so it's been probably about 5-6 years since I had the idea.
Wow.
The piece of wood itself came from Colorado, and it was originally 6 foot long. And I cut 2 feet off of it, and it took me 2 years to carve.
2 years.
Yeah, 2
It's
years.
one piece.
Right, right. So I started out with a chainsaw, which I never did before. And that did it gave me a little help as far as blocking off the edge
Right.
of it. But then I had to go back in with my grinders. I have 2 different
Yeah.
grinders to shape it all out. And then at the very end, then do the final carving of the detail.
2 years.
And it's acrylic paint.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't have a title for it yet.
From the clouds.
Yeah. Well, I heard one today, which made me laugh, was
Yeah.
kicked out of heaven. So I thought that
I
was
kind of
pretty
like
good.
that one.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So if you want to see his work, he's here at Indian Market. And if it's after that, how can they find you?
I live in Gallup.
Yeah.
And my email is 3grandfathers.com. 3 grandfathers is one word.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can just get you through that?
Yeah,
All
or
right.
Gmail also.
Yeah. So one of the classic old goats, we can say that,
Yeah, I
right?
can say that,
Yeah, Kachina
You and me
carvers.
both.
Yeah, I know. That's true. We're old. But if you want one of the great carvers' work, if you're in any market, come and see this piece. And if you're not, just look you up, right?
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Congratulations.
Good to see you, Mark.
Yeah, it
Thank
is.
you.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I look forward to seeing you out on the plaza.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
cool.
good.